Hey there, comic book community. My name is Joe, and you're watching 360 Comics. Over the weekend, I found out that there was a Second and Charles about an hour from my house, and because I was already up that way hunting for comic books, I decided to stop by. Lo and behold, they ended up having a Labor Day sale that day, and it was buy 5, get 5 free, so I got a stack of 10 books that I'm going to show you today. Don't forget, we are doing weekly giveaways right now, and this week's prize is this copy of Ultimate Spider-Man number 160, The Death of Peter Parker. All you need to do to enter is subscribe to the channel, give this video a thumbs up for a like, and leave a comment down below. That gives you one entry, and you can check out our video from Monday and our video that's gonna come out on Friday. Like those and leave comments on them for additional entries. Good luck. For those of you who have never heard of the store, Second and Charles is kind of like a discount / second-hand shop, kind of similar to Half Price Books or Ollie's, but a little bit more focused on pop culture. There's a lot of collectibles and records, board games, stuff like that. I definitely recommend checking it out if you can find one in your area. I didn't even know there were any in Pennsylvania. The only one I had ever been to was in Virginia, but I'm happy that I found one closer to home. Typically their stock is more modern based, back stock of comic shops that wasn't sold and stuff like that, and really not my cup of tea. But I decided to go look, check it out, and do some digging, and I actually found some really good deals, and the buy 1 or buy 5 get 5 free just made the purchase even better. I only bought books that were marked at $5 to $10, and of course you get the lower price ones free. So I ended up saving like 30 some bucks or something like that. Anyway, let's get into the haul. We've got Space Adventures. I believe this is number 46 from 1962, Silver Age sci-fi, and definitely a very historical cover. We've got U.S. satellite versus Russia, super indicative of the times during the Cold War, early 1960s. Great stuff, and it was in pretty good shape, complete, intact, and everything like that. Marked at just $5. I thought it was kind of a no-brainer to throw that one in the pile. Oh, also, to be just something to look out for, Jack Kirby did a bunch of covers for Space Adventures. I don't think he did this one. Doesn't look like a Kirby cover to me, but he did do a bunch of them. Archie is next, and there's not a lot of Archie keys, as I've said a bunch recently, but this one is a decent one. This is Archie number 133. First appearance of Cricket Odell, a minor character, not a character that shows up super often, like, Josie and Jughead and Sabrina and things like that, but nonetheless a character that could be popping up from time to time in the Archie books, so I figured might as well pick it up. Again, marked at just $5, seemed like a no-brainer for a Silver Age key. Then we're going back to the Golden Age. This is the last book that was marked at $5. We got Daffy number 5, I believe. Yeah, number 5, all the way back from 1956. Some Golden Age Dell Comics. It's got this, great, hilarious cover where Elmer Fudd's buying this sandwich and Daffy's taking a bite out of it behind him without him noticing. Cool stuff if you're into this, cartoon, Looney Tunes stuff that Dell put out during this time. Moving on to one of the higher value books, we've got Batman number 220. This one was marked at $10. Really, it ended up being one of the 5-book throw-ins, so not too big of a deal. Normally I probably wouldn't pay $10 for this book in this condition, but I wanted it for the personal collection, and it was basically a freebie, so I didn't mind that. Just one of the issues that I didn't have of Batman that I needed for my personal collection. Not a key, nothing like that. Might be a Neil Adams cover, probably is, but I didn't even bother looking it up. Speaking of Batman and speaking of Neil Adams, you might have seen this one on Instagram already because I had to show it off. We've got Brave and the Bold number 75. This is the first comic book that Neil Adams drew Batman on. his career is so centered around his run on Batman. That is just some of his best work, some of his most iconic work. Probably the most memorable Neil Adams covers are that the Detective Comics that's or the Batman books that is an homage to that early Detective Comics with the mansion and the hill. I forget the exact name. The Demon of Gothos Mansion or something, I forget. Anyway, that book, and of course Batman number 251 with that iconic Joker cover. There's nothing more to say about that. First time this creator was drawing one of his most iconic characters. Great stuff. Love to see it. And this one is probably going to stay in the PC unless I come across a higher grade copy. Next up, we've got Ghost Rider number 18. This is a Spider-Man crossover. Any early Ghost Rider, in my opinion, is a good grab. One, this character is super, super popular. Easy to sell Ghost Rider stuff when I want to get rid of it, and keeping it, the stuff that I keep for myself, obviously I get the enjoyment out of it. And number two, it's a character that has not yet shown up in the greater MCU. I think he did make an appearance on S.H.I.E.L.D. Was it Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. that he was on? I forget. Anyway, definitely a character that is worth getting into, whether you're trying to read yourself or just trying to pick up some stuff that could possibly pop in the MCU. Next up, we've got Dennis the Menace and his dog Ruff, number 1. Now, this book does not sell for too much or anything like that, but it is a Silver Age number 1. I actually forget the year. This might even... I don't think this is Golden Age. I'm pretty sure it is Silver Age, although it is a 10-center, so it is certainly early Silver Age stuff. This is obviously not the main Dennis the Menace run. This is Dennis the Menace and his dog Ruff. One of the spin-offs, but nonetheless, it's a number 1. It's got a great cover, iconic character, one that I grew up watching, and, in pretty good shape for being at a Second and Charles. This next one really caught my eye because not only is this book from the early 1950s, Golden Age, but the cover is absolutely beautiful. The colors are somehow just still incredibly poppy all these years later. I'm talking like this book is 70 years old. And I'll tell you, 70-year-old humans don't look this good, that's for sure. This is so bright, so vibrant. This is Straight Arrow number 23. And there were a bunch of Straight Arrow books, and I really saw this one as the best buy because I thought it had the best cover. A lot of the other covers were just, a white or brown background or tan background or something like that. This one had the two colors, and they were just still so bright and good looking. Had to grab this one. All in all, like I said, I paid for half of these books, and I paid for, the ones that I paid for were $10 a piece. So I ended up paying, $50 for this. This book was $10. But anyway, moving on to the last couple books, we got Indian Braves. I forgot to write down the number of this. I'm not sure what issue number it is, but this book is from the 1940s, just when I thought, there wasn't going to be a book older than the early 50s. We found a book from the 1940s. I don't know a lot about this. I would assume this is kind of a Western / Native American storyline. And I know very little about it. It probably has some problematic things in it due to what society was like at that time. But I'll definitely check it out a little bit more in depth when I get a chance. You can see I haven't even rebagged and boarded these books. They still have the Second and Charles stickers on them. So I'll have to find some time this week to go through them. I have been a busy guy. Anyway, the last book, probably the one I was most excited about, despite it not being the most expensive of all of them. I just love finding Atlas comic stuff. Atlas is the company that eventually became Marvel Comics in the early 1960s. This is obviously all the way back from the 1950s. Not really quite sure what year this is. I don't think I looked this one up either, but probably mid-60s. Actually, I'm just noticing that this is pre-code. There's actually no comic code. I'm going to open this up. We're doing this one live, guys. Normally I do a little bit of research, but I have had a crazy busy work week. So, let's see. Where's the date? 1954. This book is from 1954. This is Justice number 46, Atlas Comics. I guess you could call this a bondage cover. There is a character that is tied up and gagged on the front. You know, I think this is a crime title. I am not super big on collecting crime or romance. Those are not my titles, or war. I am a superhero and horror guy, so this is not something I will keep for myself. But hey, finding Atlas Comics from 1954 in the wild pre-code stuff, that is definitely a good score. And like I said, it was buy 5, get 5 free. I paid $50 for all of these books. Certainly, there is over $100 in value here in total. I didn't do a lot of research, like I said, but I'm definitely going to check out some of these books a little bit more, learn a little bit more, maybe read one of them or two of them or something like that if I have the time. And overall, I think it was a really good haul. If you have a Second and Charles near you, definitely check it out. Let me know in the comments down below if you found anything at a Second Charles that was worth picking up. And of course, make sure you give this video a like as well to enter our giveaway for the death of Peter Parker. Please hit that bell as well. Turn the notifications on so you know when new videos come out. And of course, check us out on Instagram, where we do at least one live sale every single week. That's about it. Until next time, turn the page, wash your hands.